Hi, and welcome back to Pick Up the Pieces. We are once again in the pickup kitchen making some pickled cherry peppers. My helpful husband is going to make the brine, which consists of water, white vinegar, pickling salt, black pepper, and sugar. Just want to mix all of these ingredients in your pot, bring them to a boil, give them a stir. And next we're preparing our jars of peppers. So each pint jar gets 2 garlic cloves, and now you want to fill each jar with as many halved cherry peppers as possible. So you'll see we're cutting the stem down a little bit, and then we're just going to cut each pepper in half. You really want to pack your jars with as many peppers as possible. If you underfill your jars, your peppers will float to the top. You'll have a lot of extra brine and not as many peppers, and that's not what you want if you're putting in all this work and going to this much effort. A serrated knife is really good for this project. It is sharp enough to get through the stem of the pepper, and it's sharp enough to cut through the pepper as well. We are leaving the seeds in the peppers. We do like them spicy, and that's fine. You can take the seeds out if you wish. Also, please make sure to wear some kitchen gloves when you are handling peppers like this. They are very spicy, and you don't want to end up getting pepper in your eye. Extended exposure to peppers on your skin could actually burn your skin, so definitely protect your hands and protect your eyes. We used approximately 2.5 pounds of peppers for this recipe. The peppers were measured before we trimmed them and before we cut them, but about 2.5 pounds of peppers filled up 6 jars. So now we're getting the pressure canner ready. I am not going to pressure can these pickled cherry peppers. They are going to be water bath canned, but this pressure canner will do both pressure canning and water bath canning, and it's very automated and easy to use. I don't have to worry about timing it or checking to see if it's boiling, so we really like to use this for our projects. This pressure canner was something that I had asked for as a gift, and I received it for my birthday, and I'm so excited because it is such a great tool to have in the kitchen, especially when you're doing a big project. So here you can see our brine came to a boil, and we're just going to ladle this brine into each of the jars of peppers. The recipe and instructions are typed in the description box of this video, so feel free to check it. And if you have any questions, certainly ask in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer them for you. You want to give the liquid a couple of moments to settle in the jars. Sometimes you will not have enough liquid in the jar, and you won't realize it until you've let the liquid sort of bubble down. You want to give it a couple of minutes. You can use a chopstick or a very thin knife to sort of poke around in the jars and release some of the air that might be trapped. You just want to make sure that the brine completely covers the peppers, and I believe it's about 1/2 inch from the top of the jar. As with every canning recipe, you want to take a damp paper towel and wipe the rim of your jar. You always want to use brand new canning lids with a project, especially if you're going to be processing it. And you want to only tighten the jar lid to fingertip tight to avoid problems with the canning. Here you can see I'm adding just a little bit more brine. I did go through each of the jars with a chopstick and found that there wasn't quite enough brine in each jar. So this is a very important step. You want to make sure you have enough brine to be able to do it. The Presto pressure canner is the pressure canner that I use. I do have a link for you in the description box if you're interested in possibly purchasing one. It was a bit of an investment, but let me tell you, it is the easiest thing to use. You will see me using the tip sheet that comes with the pressure canner. Every time I use it, whether it's a water bath canning project or a pressure canning project, I use that tip sheet. It is so helpful. And I just want to make sure I get it right, because nobody wants to do all this work and then end up having your jars fail. So now we're loading our peppers into the pressure canner. These are going to be water bath canned, following the instructions, and they take 10 minutes to can. And you could see I'm referring to the user's guide. As long as you follow instructions with any canning recipe, you will always get it right. Here I'm just topping this off with some boiling water. Water bath canning does involve submerging your jars completely in boiling water. And here I'm just turning on the canner. And again, this is a water bath can recipe. And it's as easy as closing the lid, pressing a button, and walking away. The pressure canner will beep when it is done. And then all you have to do is open it and carefully remove your jars. These jars of peppers sat on the counter until they were completely cool. I always label my projects with the date that they were made, and then we put them in our cabinet, and we can't wait to use them to make some chicken riggies. Comment below if you'd like us to share the chicken riggie recipe with you when we make it. It is a family favorite. And the weather in Western New York is starting to cool down, so a warm pasta dish doesn't sound like a bad idea soon. I'd like to thank you for joining us in the Pickup Kitchen today. We really appreciate that you're here. Stay tuned for some new videos. They'll be coming out soon. I hope you enjoyed watching us make pickled cherry peppers. Thanks, bye.